Good morning, students. In the continuation of the video on chapter number 2, Nutrition in Animals, today we are going to discuss about the parts of human digestive system. In the previous video, we had discussed about the mouth, and within mouth we had discussed about the teeth. So let us start our discussion on the remaining parts of human digestive system, and here we have the tongue. Tongue is a muscular organ. It helps to mix saliva in the food and also helps to push the food down to the esophagus. Students, with the help of the tongue, we are able to identify different types of taste. For example, sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. And all this happens due to the presence of different taste receptors at different regions of the tongue. For bitter taste, we have taste receptors at the end of the tongue, and for sour and salty, the taste receptors are present at the edges of the tongue on both the sides. For the sweet taste, we have receptors in the front region of the tongue. So, with the help of the tongue, we are able to identify or sense different types of taste. Next organ is esophagus. Esophagus is a tube-like structure. It connects mouth to the stomach. It is about 30 centimeter long and it contains powerful muscles which gently push the food down to the stomach. For this transportation of food, the esophagus continuously contracts and relaxes in a rhythmic fashion. This movement happens in other parts of the alimentary canal as well and is known as the peristalsis. So, in each and every part of the alimentary canal, the food is moved forward by the process of peristalsis. One main point to focus is that in the esophagus, no digestion takes place. It only helps in the transportation of food from the mouth to the stomach. Moving to the next organ, stomach. Stomach is a J-shaped thick-walled bag. It is the widest part of the alimentary canal or of the digestive system. It receives food from the esophagus and transports it to the small intestine. The food remains for most of the time in the stomach. Stomach churns the food. Churns means shaking. So, shaking occurs in the stomach helps the food to convert it into a semi-solid material. This churned semi-solid food is known as the chyme. So, from where these digestive juices come? Students, the inner wall of the stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid, and digestive juices. Let us discuss about their functions. Hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria present in the food and makes the medium acidic. Students, there are certain enzymes which only work in the presence of the acidic medium only. And this acidic medium is made by the presence of the hydrochloric acid. Students, as you know, the hydrochloric acid is very corrosive in nature, so the mucus protects the walls of the stomach from the damaging action of the hydrochloric acid. Next, the digestive juices. These contains various enzymes which convert proteins into simpler substances. From stomach, the food reaches to the small intestine. It is the longest part of the digestive system and about 20 feet or 7 meters long. It is highly coiled, as you are seeing in the diagram. It is the highly coiled long tubular structure. Small intestine receives the secretion from the liver and pancreas, and it itself secretes intestinal juice. So, these intestinal juice, pancreatic juice which comes from the pancreas, and bile juice which comes from the liver act on the food material and convert or digest the food into simpler components. The process of digestion completes in the small intestine. Let us discuss about the function of liver and pancreas in detail. First is the liver. Liver is a reddish brown gland. What are glands? Glands or gland is an organ which secretes chemical substances. Chemical substances like enzymes or hormones. It is located in the upper part of the abdomen on the right hand side. This liver secretes bile juice which helps in the digestion of the fats. But students, the bile juice which is secreted by the liver is stored in the gallbladder, and the juice which reaches the small intestine is actually from the gallbladder. Next, about the pancreas. Pancreas is a large cream colored gland located just below the stomach. It secretes pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice contains enzymes which act on the carbohydrates, fats, and proteins and changes into simpler forms. So, as we have discussed earlier, the bile juice which is stored in the gallbladder and pancreatic juice reaches the small intestine, and pancreatic juice, bile juice, intestinal juice completely digest the food and convert the food into simpler forms. After complete digestion of the food in the small intestine, now food passes into the blood vessels, and this process is known as the absorption of the food. The process of absorption takes place in the inner walls of the small intestine. Students, the inner walls of small intestine has thousands of finger-like outgrowths as in the figure. These are the villi, and in singular we call them vilus. These villi increase the surface area for absorption of the food, and each vilus contains a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface. So, in the small intestine, the digested food reaches to the villi, and from villi it reaches to the blood vessels, and from blood vessels it reaches to the all the parts of the body. Next organ is the large intestine. Students, the remaining part of the undigested and unabsorbed food reaches to the large intestine. The large intestine is wider and shorter than the small intestine as you are seeing in the picture. It is wider and shorter than the small intestine. It is about 1.5 meter in length. And what is its function? Its function is to absorb some salts, water from the undigested material. This undigested food material passes into the rectum and remains there as semi-solid feces. And this fecal matter is removed out through the body through the anus. And this removal is known as the egestion. That is all for today. Thank you.